Come here. There we go. Alright, so what's up, everybody? It's Nico. And, holy crap. Holy crap. That patch. Them patch notes. Patch isn't out yet, but them patch notes. Let's talk about the patch notes. Holy crap. It's huge. It's really, really big. And I'm not even going to get to the good stuff for a little bit, which really sucks. You know what? I picked Tyr because he was one of the characters that got nerfed. One of the many characters that got nerfed this patch, to be honest. Alright, so let's scroll up a little bit. So obviously, Janus, otherwise known as Janus, is being put into the game. Yay! More Roman gods, whatever. Also, he's a mage. Whatever, mages. I don't care. I'll do a video on him when I can. But for the most part, let's talk about like actually important stuff, like the general gameplay changes. For example, Siege has intro music now. I don't know if it's new intro music or just music in general. I think it's just music in general, as far as I know. What else? Some deployables weren't able to be hit by melee attacks. Fixed an issue where a siege portal would cause players to ascend to the sky. I've never encountered that bug. So, fun times for whoever that was happening to. Just being teleported into the air. Fixed an issue. I said that. And I added the final announcer. No more Microsoft Sam. Yay. Various art improvements. And more planned for release. Okay, here's a big change. Root and Cripple are no longer considered hard CC and will not count towards diminishing returns or be reduced by it. It's pretty big. Also, they said something about a nerf to Tyr's passive, which is unyielding, but it says stuns, taunts, fears, and mesmerizes. It's not. It doesn't say straight up hard CC. So, it said, Tyr's passive unyielding is now affected. Is not affected by roots and cripples, so you would be root and crippled for the whole duration. But it already says it's not doing that. So, I don't... Maybe it was? I didn't feel like it was. I felt like the last time I got hit by a Scylla Sickum, it was GG for me. But maybe I was wrong. Maybe it wasn't GG. I don't know. But yeah, Pentakill voice has been updated. So... everybody and their mother who was like, the pentakill sounds so lame. There you go. Ward health bars update faster. Fix an issue with Joust League. Death recap, not displaying stuff, blah, 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 blah. Alright, here's some item changes for you. So, Draining Blade. You know, this item that everybody always buys, or at least ADCs buy, no longer has penetration on it. It's only a physical attack speed and lifesteal item. No pen. 0 pen. It goes from attack speed, lifesteal, 15 pen. Golden Dagger, renamed to Golden Bow. So, now, where the hell is that stupid item? Power. Hidden Dagger. Instead of being called Golden Dagger, it's going to be called Golden Bow again. Apparently they didn't like it. Trent's messaging me because he's playing League, and I was like, nerd, while I saw him in the League game. What else? There you go. What else? Magi's Blessing. Now correctly protects against Hercules' Earthbreaker Toss. Also, the buff to Root and Cripple, Magi's Blessing no longer gets procced by Cripple. So if you get crippled, your bubble won't disappear, which means no Poseidon Whirlpools get rid of the Magi's Blessing bubble, and no Ares chains get rid of the bubble. Kind of a nerf to it, because it's a weird... That's not what I meant to do. It's a weird kind of sideways grade thing for Magi's Blessing, because now you don't lose your bubble if an Ares chain hits you, but you're also crippled, so it's just like, sucks. But now it protects against Earthbreaker, so there's that. Malice. Cost reduced from 3,100 to 2,900. Additional damage increased from 60% to 70% of your total power over 3 seconds. So, Malice a little more affordable, and it gives you... what's it called? A more damaging passive. Oh, thought I was going to have to run at him. So, like, if you don't know what Malice does, 60% of your total power as physical damage over the next 3 seconds. Now it's 75% of your total power. It's pretty big, especially going down 200 gold in cost. Spiked, Cursed, and Devourer's Gauntlets. Price reduced from $750 160, not 160, 1565, 2150 to 650, 1465, 2050. So, Spiked Gauntlet costs 650, which gives you 7% lifesteal. Cursed Gauntlet, this one, costs 1465, 20 power, 10% lifesteal. Devourer's Gloves, or Gauntlet as it's called, 2050. Meaning, you can do a Devourer's Gauntlet rush instead of having to do Heartseeker rush every single time. In actuality, it might be that, oh, I don't know. This is just completely just out of my ass. Might be better to go for the Devourer's Gauntlet rush instead of the Heartseeker rush, because you're never going to lose stacks on your Devourer's Gauntlet now, and especially when there's only a 100 gold difference between the two now. 1950, 2050? Also, you can start with level 2 Cursed Gauntlet. And that's it. You can't buy anything after that. You can only have Cursed Gauntlet. But at the same time, you could do Spiked Gauntlet, Death's Toll, 1 pot, it seems like. So it's like the Death's Toll Morningstar start. You can do the exact same thing. Only this gives you 10 power. This gives you 7% lifesteal. So it actually, I would assume people are going to be buying Spike Gauntlet, Death's Toll for the sustain in lane. That's what I'm assuming ADCs are going to do, especially since Draining Blade got nerfed. That Devourer's Gauntlet's going to be played, used a lot more. Bloodforge, price reduction from 27.25 to 26.25. So, what's it called? 100 gold? 100 gold reduction. Executioner, attack speed increased from 20% to 25%. Physical protection reduction increased from 7% and 5 additional points to 8% and 6 additional points of reduction. So, that means that item is going from 21%, ow, that hurt. No, Rob, please. 21% and 15, what's it called? Armor pen to 24% and 18 pen. Effectively making it a lot stronger. Well, I don't know if a lot, but ADCs are going to want it a lot more than they do now. From 21% and 15 to 18 and 24%, that's a big difference. Rage, physical power increased from 20 to 30, no longer provides attack speed. So yeah, no more rage attack speed. It's only 15%, but it's enough. You could feel the difference without rage and with rage on like Nemesis and certain other characters. So it's the rough life. Okay, warriors. All right, so this is where things get complicated. Here's the header. In this patch, the warrior class is being repositioned. For those of you that were beta testers, you will recall gods used to be tagged, not classed. The warrior tag indicated a guardian nature with physical damage, which is true. It's kind of why Odin was a warrior, because Odin was a guardian, but because they had physical damage, it makes sense to call him that. With this change, warriors intended to be a jack of all trade, master of none, in lieu of guardians that do, instead of being guardians that just do more damage. The expectation is that warriors will still have to itemize to be tanks or deal damage. For example, greedy pen boot / Midas and Watchers will feel significantly less tanky in lane in single damage item builds. Heartseeker Rush into protection stacking will be less effective. So, basically, warriors deal less damage and are less tanky. Here's how they work specifically. In-hand power and attack speed scaling per level has been reduced across all warriors so as to fit better between the values of assassins and guardians. So, basically what this meant is, as you leveled up, you were gaining a certain amount of attack speed and a physical power towards just your in-hand attacks. For Chalk, that level went down from 1.42 to 1. A flat 1. So, yeah, it's kind of a big hit. Not as big as some of the other ones. And in-hand power per level from 2.25 to 2.1. Effectively, I don't know the static numbers, but actually this would be easier to show. So, Chalk, where's my boy? Chalk, overview. It says right here, physical damage, 39 plus 2.2 per level plus 100% of physical power. It's going down to 2.1. 2.25 times 20 is, let's see, home screen, calculator. 20 times 2.25 equals 45 attack power. So he starts with 39 plus 45 equals 84. He would have 84 basic attack damage at level 20 without any items. Now, that reduction is going to make it 2.1 times 20. 42. He's losing 3 damage, which isn't a lot. But the attack speed is... Whew. It's a lot. And, like, the biggest change is tier. Attack speed per level reduced from 2.1 to 0.9. As it stands right now, tier and a nemesis get the most attack speed per warrior in the game. Like, tier. Overview. 0.021. So by the end of, like, when he reaches level 20, I can show you this right now. Jungle, he has 1.51 attack speed, I'm pretty sure. And they're cutting it in more than half. So Tyr's, like, attack speed at level 20 is going to be really low. And this isn't the only nerfs. There are a bunch of other nerfs, so I'm just going to demonstrate this one. And before you ask, what about Nemesis? She's been nerfed so many times. She's an assassin now, so these attack speed and starting in-hand power nerfs aren't for her. So, 1.04, 1.06, 1.08, blah, 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 15, 17, 19, 21, 23, 25, 27, 29, 32, 34, 36, 38, 1.4, 1.42. It's pretty fast. And it's going to be going to be more than half as slow. So, Tyr's attack speed is probably going to be, like, at just without any items enhancing it, is probably going to be around... He's losing... So, the way it adds it is 0.09, I think, or 0.009, it looked like in-game. Yeah, 0.009 instead of 0.021. So that means 0.09 times 20 equals 1.8. Where, oh, wait, 009, right? Shit. Damn it, I didn't put the other O. 0.009 times 20 equals 0.18. Tyr's going to have slow attacks at level 20. Whereas now, right now, he's one of the fastest. Last time I checked it, it went Tyr Nemesis. 0.014 for your boy Osiris. Chalk's 0.14. 15 for him. 0.013 for Herc. Herc, he got hit by a 2, which really sucks, because his is really bad. Nemesis, 0.02. So Tyr actually gets more attack speed than her. 0.14, 0.019, and 0.011. So it goes Tyr, Nemesis, and then I think Wukong. Yeah, and they're both getting reduced. So Wukong's attack speed per level was reduced from 1.87 to 0.9. Like, these are some big nerfs just based on this alone. So, basically, every warrior attacks slower. Except Osiris actually got starting attack speed increase from 1.0 to 1.1, but his attack speed went from, what it says here, 2.1 to 1.1, but in-game it says 0.014, so it's not as big as a nerf if it's going off of that. There might have been a mess up on the patch notes. Because he's not the highest gaining one, that's for sure. Tyr was. And he's apparently supposed to be gaining as much attack speed as Tyr, but it's a good thing he wasn't, because then he'd have way more attack speed. Chalk! Now, these are specific nerfs to each god's abilities, because the following warriors have additional adjustments to their ability designs to fit new guides in the warrior class. Chalk, Rain Dance. This ability no longer provides an attack speed debuff. Rain Dance. Attack speed debuff. 5 to 25%. Slow, 5 to 25%. After this patch comes out, it's only going to provide a slow, which means Chalk can't box people. Kinda sucks. Guan Yu, Taolu Assault. You know, the sharpening of knives. This ability no longer provides Guan Yu a protection buff per hit. It debuffs, and he gets a protection buff from Conviction, but it doesn't give him a buff anymore. Hercules actually got buffed after getting nerfed. Driving Strike. Casting time reduced from 0.233 to 0.1 seconds. So Driving Strike goes instantly now, basically. Hercules is now immune to knockback in Driving Strike. Note, this gives him precedence against other dashes, not immune to knockback. So, before what happened is if a Hercules and a Tyr were Driving Strike Fearless each other, Tyr would win because he's knockback immune. He would Fearless the Driving Striking Hercules. Now, they'll go through each other because they're both knockback immune. And I'm pretty sure that sucks for Tyr because, like, Driving Strike does more damage than Fearless. Because you're only going to get one tick of the Fearless chain. And Driving Strike hits for 365 plus 9% of your physical power. Excavate. Hercules' ultimate is now CC immune. That's really big. Because Hercules might be the only, like, actual viable warrior support now. With these changes. Man. Nemesis has been reclassified as an assassin to better fit her kit design and playstyle, which makes sense because she has an assassin's kit and she plays like one. Now they're going to call her one. Starting health reduced from 475 to 470. Not a big deal. Health per level reduced from 82 to 76. Whatever. Attack speed per level increased from 2 to 2.16. I don't know how much of a difference that's going to make, but let me do some math real quick. So right now it's 0.02. So now it's going up to 0.0216. 0.0216 times 20 equals 0.432. 0.02 times 20 equals 0.04. Not a big difference at all. But it's still a slight DPS boost, because that's how attack speed does things. It increases DPS. Base physical protection decreased from 17 per level to 11. As you can see here. Oh, no. Just at base, she gets... Never mind. She gets the same amount of protection per level. It's from base. It goes from 17 to 11. That's going to hurt her early game jungle, to be honest, because you're going to get beat up by creeps. Odin, Gungar's Might. This ability no longer provides passive protections. Goodbye, protections. Odin Shout. This ability no longer provides passive physical power. Goodbye, physical power. Ring of Spears. This ability no longer provides protections to teammates while they're in the ring. Only to Odin. I didn't even know it did that. Hell, even DM didn't, as far as I remember. Somebody asked about that, and DM said he didn't think it did that. I could be remembering incorrectly, so if I am, sorry. If I'm not, then whatever. But I didn't know that. I don't think anyone else really knew that people in the ult were also getting protections, because anytime you ulted with someone else in your ring, they were pretty much like, what the fuck, get me out of here! So, yeah. Did he say anything else? No. Okay. Does it even say it? Odin summons a wall of spears, blocking all normal movement and granting himself and his allies increased protections while in the ring. Odin also gains movement speed, physical power, and immunity to all character control. Pressing the button. Yeah, it doesn't even say that it does that, so I don't know how anybody would know that it does it. Sun Wukong, the Magic Cudgel. Your boy. Base damage reduced from 90, 140, 190, 240, 290, to 80, 120, 160, 200, 240. That's decent. It's almost negligible early on, but late game it's a lot different. Master's Will. You knock up. This ability no longer causes knockback and interrupt. Knock up and interrupt. But instead slows for 30% for 2 seconds. Tyr, Unyielding, no longer applies to root and cripples, which will now affect Tyr for the full duration. It never said it did, so that's kind of weird. Maybe Unyielding's phrasing is wrong. Maybe it meant to say all hard CC, and then when they made Root and Cripple hard CC, it was applying to it, but it never said that because it only says stuns, taunts, fears, and mezzes. And that was the only hard CC in the game at the time. That's what they considered hard CC back then. So now that Roots and Cripples are no longer hard CC, blah, 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 you get it. Fearless, Guard Stance, Blue Fearless. No longer causes knockback to enemies while in Guard Stance. Now, before, when they lowered the amount of knockback Blue Fearless did, it was actually a buff because you could cancel Power Cleave faster. I don't think this one's a buff because that means people are going to be like you're going to run through somebody and they're going to be able to reposition before you can get the blue Tearless off to cancel it. I mean, blue Power Cleave off to cancel the Fearless, probably. But this is the actual like big nerf, other than his attack speed nerfs and his physical power gain per level. Power Cleave. Base damage reduced from 70, 120, 170, 220, 270 to 60, 100, 140, 180 to 20. So Power Cleave hits at level 5. New Power Cleave hits as hard as this one does at level 4. That really sucks. That's a big hit to his base damage. Increased physical damage scaling from 50% to 65%, but it still sucks balls. And the heal and guard stance no longer scales based on physical power. So you'll still heal 330 of your health, just no more. Eee. That's the good stuff. Here are the other gods that got buffed, /nerfed, /balanced. Agni, Path of Flames, no longer CC immune. Yay! No more free Agnis running away. I don't have to worry about that shit anymore. Instead, is immune to knockback during this dash. Noxious Fumes, casting time reduced from 0.3 seconds to 0.2. Fume Cloud deployed time reduced from 0.1 to instantaneous. These changes should help land his ultimate stun combo. Apollo, he got FX updates. Yay! Aphrodite, back off. Base damage reduced from 90 to 370 to 80 to 320. Not as much damage from the Afro back off. Ares Shackles. Oh, this is a big one. Shackles can now cause Arachne's eggs to hatch. Praise be to Ares, he's so much stronger now. Bastet, Pounce. Bastet no longer gains CC immunity from this ability. So she can't jump in, jump out anymore. No more Bastets being able to freely jump in on people. Yay! Because now she can be punished for jumping. Cupid, Lovestruck. Maximum stacks change from 10 to 8. 8 are now needed for the stun on Heart Bomb and Fields of Love. The only thing that I have a problem with this quote-unquote buff is they don't say whether or not this also affects his damage per stack. Because as it stands right now, he can have 10 stacks and damage per stack is 20%. They don't say that the percentage value is different, so that means he's losing 4% damage on Heart Bomb or Fields of Love. Which isn't a good thing. So, if he loses that damage, this is effectively a nerf and not a buff. Hopefully they say something about that. Jeb, Molten Fury Skin. Removed the waterfall on his left shoulder and added lava. Didn't know this was a thing. Oh wow, yeah, that's totally a waterfall. Huh. Like there's water coming out of it. Apparently it's now going to be lava. Hebo, Hubwa, Steady Flow, corrected a tooltip error with his magic power percentage. Yay. Hunbots, Infused Strikes, critical chance reduced from 50% to 30%. Not a huge nerf in any way, shape, or form, but it is a nerf. You're going to have to pray to RNGesus now if you play Hunbots. And I personally don't like playing Hunbots, but he's still really good, and I don't want to learn him because I don't like him. I don't know, something about his kit. It just doesn't feel fun to me. Fenrir, Brutalize, fixed an issue that caused Fenrir's client to get stuck flying into the air. Don't know how that shit happens. Ullr got a nerf again. Don't know why. I didn't think he was that much, I don't think he deserved it, but I don't know. Whatever. Fuck you, Ullr, I guess. Ullr, Bladed Arrow, base damage reduced from 80, 135, 190, 245, 300, 270, 120, 170, 220, 270. So, he no longer gets Apollo's push potential from really far away, because if you didn't know, Apollo and Ullr's base damages were the same. Now he has, I want to say, Neith's. No, Neith's hits harder. Doesn't clear the waves, though, because the enemies after the first one get reduced damage. So actually 320 to 75%. I'm not doing the math. It might hit for about the same. What is it now? 270? Maybe. Projectile speed further reduced from 180 to 140. I didn't know the speed of the bladed arrow got reduced the first time. Thrown Axe. Base damage reduced from 70, 100, 130, 160, 190 to 60, 90, 110, 150, 180. So there was a 10 damage difference, 10 damage difference, 20 damage difference, 10 damage difference, 10 damage difference. That's really weird. And corrected a tooltip error with the stun duration, which it says 1 second. It's not only 1 second, it's 1.4. It scales. Poseidon. I knew he needed nerfed after his performance in the tournament tournament last weekend because he was moving way too damn fast. They lowered his movement speed. Changing Tides, his passive, he can only now goes to from a max 20% movement speed to a 10%. Really, that's good. That's fine. Trident, reduce movement speed from 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Poseidon's still probably the fastest mage in the game, and arguably the second best mage in general, but not as fast, which is good because holy shit did MLC Stealth rip ass. Oh my god, it was dirty. Thor, Anvil of Dawn, fixed an issue where casting Aegis right before ascending would ground Thor while also allowing him to use his ultimate. Don't know how anyone found that out, or how that would even work. I guess I could technically try it, but that just sounds awful, because that means I'm trying to ult from the ground onto farther ground. That's fucking weird. Zeus. Your boy Zeus. Now he is arguably not the best mage ever. Scylla is going to be the best mage ever after I tell you this nerf. Chain Lightning, arc distance reduced from 40 to 34. Good. That shit won't bounce between the idiot that got hit by it and me now. Sweet. Detonate Charge. Targets with 3 charges are no longer stunned. Thank fucking God. They are instead slowed 30% for 1.5 seconds, which means sprints effectively shuts Zeus the fuck down. Thank God, because I was so sick and tired of getting stunned by Zeus. Back when he got the stun, I said it was overpowered. Me and Trent played and was like, this is fucking bullshit. And I'm so glad they finally got rid of the stun on that. Zhong Kui. You can't raise your Zhongers yet. Recall Demons. Zhong Kui is now immune to knockback and slows while channeling Recall Demons. Still not fully CC immune. If you stun him, he's still screwed. So, that's better, but, poor Zhong Kui. Still poop. He's not the worst character in the game anymore, but he's still not good. But yeah, thank God. So, them nerfs though. Makes me kind of sad that I've started playing tier right now, but at the same time, it's a double-edged sword. It's good because tier is being played a lot, and so is every other warrior. But it's bad because rip tier. Also, rip Wukong, and Odin, and Guan Yu, and Chaac. Chaac was already not doing that well, and now he's going to do even worse. Vamana, thank God, won't be picked up as often. It just sucks, because now it feels like the Warriors are almost, it feels like the Warriors are going to be kind of unviable. But we'll see how they play out. But yeah, that's the patch notes. That's everything I want to talk about now. I'm going to talk about Yanis when he's out on the PTS and I can actually play him. But damn, those nerfs, ooh. The tier got hit hard. That power cleave nerf and the attack speed nerfs and the fearless nerf, the guard stance fearless nerf, whoo. That hurts. Odin, oh my god, Odin got slaughtered. He was the god of passives, technically, and, that was just fun to say. Now he's the god of fucking Ring of Spears. That's it. It's like, you're in here with me. Too bad I don't have protections from my 3 and damage from my 2 anymore. You want to hang out, get some coffee? Talk about our kids' days? I don't know. Sun Wukong. The cudgel still hits kind of hard, just not as hard, which is good because being able to poke people with that shit was stupid, because the cudgel is too fat for what it looks like. Like, the actual hitbox for it is a lot wider than you expect it to be, so it's a good thing that hits for less. And now he can't knock you up more than one time. And then the quote-unquote nerf to tiers passive. It doesn't say that I already explained that. And then the Hercules nerf sucks, but then the Hercules buff is awesome, but the nerf still sucks. Because he has one of the slowest attack chains in the game, and the fact that it's getting lowered even more really, really sucks. It's going to take you 5 years to get that last 1.5 times hit off now. And then, yeah. Rip Chaac, rip Herc, rip Guan, rip Odin, rip Sun Wukong, rip tier. Long live my waifu nemesis! I don't think she's going to get buffed anytime soon. I wish she kind of would, because she feels lackluster sometimes, but at the same time, I understand why she shouldn't be buffed, because, I don't know, I don't even play her that often, and I still have a 2.5 KD with her. On Tier Monster, it says a 3.9. I don't know if that's right, because on there they also say I have a 3.1 with Thanatos. I don't know. But yeah, those are my thoughts and everything. It's gonna suck. Like, mages are kings of the kings and queens of the solo lane now. Warriors got nerfed kind of into the ground and are gonna need something. It's gonna take someone smarter than me to figure out how they're gonna be placed and where they're gonna be played effectively. Jungle tier might still work, but you'd have to max fearless now because you're losing so much damage on power cleave. Like, it's before I was uncertain and I always max power cleave. Now it's for sure you max fearless first when you're jungle tier if you're gonna still do that. And then what else? Like, Nemesis, awesome. She's like A tier, maybe B tier still, instead of being like super overpowered like she was. Assassins are going to make a comeback. Guardians are going to be making a comeback. Like, Athena, Jeb, and Sobek started to get played recently, and now they're going to be played even more because they're. It's like, well, why would I pick Wukong, who dies really easily, when I could be Sobek, who never dies? You know. So yeah. Warriors. It's going to take someone who knows who can see how meta shifts and how these kinds of things would affect the meta. Someone who's smarter than me, basically, to see how they're really going to pan out. But I'm happy with it because, hey, we get change. It's different. I like difference. I like seeing how the game changes and stuff like that. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed my thoughts and all this stuff on the patch notes. I'm going to talk about Janus as soon as I can, and I'll see you later. Bye.